Hey, what's up? It's Jared with State of Tech. So today we're going to take a look at the AirPods and the Galaxy Buds. Now, a lot of people have been making video comparisons like this, and I get it. Most of the reviewers out there, including myself, picked up an S10 pre-order and got the Galaxy Buds for free, and so why not make some content on them? Now, I normally would just write off something like that. Usually a product that comes as a free option usually isn't that great. In the past, Samsung has given us wireless chargers and stuff like that, but these Galaxy Buds are surprisingly good, and I've seen people talking about them. They're either saying they're great or they're saying they're not great, and I think that some people really don't know how to use these little earbuds, and maybe that's one of the reasons why they're having issues, while as others complain about other things. Now, I have used the AirPods for quite a while. I just made a video about the AirPods and why I think they're so convenient. So I don't necessarily want to go too far into the AirPods because you're either for them or you're against them. I think that they are a decent product. They're not the best out there, and they're definitely not the best out there for the price. But the Galaxy Buds are really good, and that's why I wanted to talk about them. And I've used them on both the Samsung phone and the iPhone because, yes, I mean, these are just like normal Bluetooth earbuds. You can use them on anything, and some of the touch functionality actually works on an iPhone. I also brought along my good friend, the decibel meter, because one of the things that I really like listening to loud music. I actually complained about volume limitations in a tweet the other day because I just wish that the headphones would be a little bit louder so that way I could listen to them at a volume that really, sometimes you just want really loud music, even though it may be potentially shortening the lifespan of your eardrums. Sometimes you just want that. So nonetheless, I've spent some time listening to music and podcasts and audiobooks and all that stuff with both of these. I've definitely had the AirPods for a long time, so I have more experience with them. But I've been nonstop using the Galaxy Buds lately just because of the audio quality. So let's kind of take a look at the comparison here. Most of you have seen AirPods. You know that you have kind of the little floss pack here with the AirPods, and they fit in your ear loosely. They're not a super tight fit or a super snug fit or anything like that. They are easy to get in and out of your ear. They have okay sound. They're not the best, but you're going to lose a little bit of sound quality because of the escaping air that is going to happen around the AirPod because it is not a complete seal like an in-ear type of bud like what we're seeing with the Galaxy Buds. And a lot of other buds that kind of just go right into the ear. They create a nice little seal. And so the drivers that are inside of the little compartment, they don't have to work as hard. They don't have to produce as much because it has that seal. It's when you see speaker boxes, like when I was a teenager, I had big speakers in my car because I was into that. And speakers perform differently based on the way that the airflow was in the box and what was allowed to get in or escape. Now, big over-the-ear headphones are going to create a nice seal around our ears. The speakers are bigger. We can get a much more fuller sound out of some bigger over-the-ear headphones. I know for me, I prefer using my Sony noise-canceling headphones. They're just absolutely fantastic. I've talked about them in previous videos, but when I need something that is just small, discreet, I'm listening to music, podcasts, or audiobooks or something like that, and I want something that I can also accept calls on and easily pop in and out of my ear, I'm either jumping to one of these two. Now, a lot of people tout the AirPods as something that just works really good with the iPhone. They connect super easy. And I've had some issues with that lately. When I first got the AirPods, they worked great. They connected super fast. I open one up and throw it in my ear, and the phone automatically recognizes it. But lately, over the last month or so, it's had problems connecting. And I've tried disconnecting, forgetting the Bluetooth connection, repairing them. The pairing process to the phone is quite magical. Samsung was able to achieve that with the S10. When you pair these to the S10, it's just a great experience, just as you would get with the AirPods to the iPhone. However, when you're pairing them to one or the other, like for example, if I go to pair the AirPods to the S10 or I go to pair the Galaxy Buds to the iPhone, you're just using that normal pairing process. You're not getting that really cool user interface. You're not getting the little thing that pops up and shows you the battery life and all of that stuff. I mean, that doesn't happen. You're only going to get those little add-ons, those little extras, if you're pairing the device to its appropriate counterpart. So the experience is a little bit less, as I was just talking about, if you decide to kind of cross-pollinate and go with the AirPods on maybe an Android experience, or if you go with the Galaxy Buds maybe on an iPhone experience. But for those of us that have iPhones, that make iPhones as our primary, and I think most people who are on Android are not going to go and buy AirPods. I feel like there are very few people out there that would go and buy an expensive pair of headphones like this and then pair it to an Android phone. So I'm going to be leaning more towards talking about the experience with the iPhone because that's a more likely situation. So these obviously are cheaper. The Galaxy Buds are cheaper. They are a bit different. We looked at the AirPods already. These are more of an in-ear bud. And so you have these little, I think they're called nibs that go on the tips here. Now it comes with small ones, and I immediately, when I got them out, even though I looked at it and said, it's probably a little small for my ear, I put them in my ears and the audio quality was not that good. I then opened up the box and took out the larger ones and put the larger ones on here, and that's what created a seal within my ear, and I was able to get fantastic sound quality out of these things. So if you have seen anybody talking about the audio quality just not being good on these, I guarantee they don't understand how they work in the first place, and they need to change out the little nibs, I think is what they're called, so that they have a proper seal within their ear. Headphones like this, any type of bud that is going to go into your ear is not going to sound good at all unless you put the appropriate sized tip on it so that it goes into your ear and creates a seal. It also has different size wings. I need to get up on my terminology, but these little wings that kind of rest up with inside your ear to hold it in place comes with another size of those as well. So when I drop this in my ear, it feels very secure to me. This is not going to fall out. When shaking my head, if I go to the gym and I run on the treadmill or I'm jumping up and down or doing whatever, this is not going to fall out of my ear. However, having this in my ear does feel a little bit more like having headphones on than the AirPods. I know the word air with AirPods, Apple uses that word a lot. For things that are lighter, for things that connect fast. But the AirPod can sit in your ear and you know that you have a headphone in your ear, like something in your ear, but it isn't like affecting you. You don't have like a total seal, so you can still talk and not feel weird, have that weird feeling in your ear. You could still hear what's going on outside. And I know that when the Galaxy Buds are connected to the S10, or the Samsung line, you can actually use the Samsung app and you can adjust your sound, you can adjust the ambient sound, because essentially what's happening with these Galaxy Buds is a microphone is broadcasting the outside sound in. It still has that seal. There's no way for it to break that seal, as you have them in your ear, but it's actually taking the outside sound and broadcasting it into your ear real lightly so that you can hear what's going on around you. And you can actually set that to be more sensitive to voices than actual ambient sound, which I think is pretty cool. So the AirPods, I think, are a better fit for people who want something casual. You're gonna be in and out of your ears a lot with these. Maybe that's the lifestyle or the situation that you find yourself in. You want to be more aware of what's going on around you. Maybe you are pausing and talking from time to time. The AirPods are going to be a better experience, I think, for that, because if you're going to be getting interrupted a lot, if you want to have some sort of spatial awareness around you, you're using the AirPods, you're probably okay sacrificing a little bit of sound quality. You know, you want to be listening to whatever you're listening to, but you also want to be aware of what's going on around you. I know for me that when I totally want to tune out and I know that I don't need to be aware of anything that's going on around me, I put on my big headphones over the ear. I want good sound. I want like total blockage of ambient sound around me. And they're also a good sign that I'm occupied. Don't bother me because I've got my big headphones on. So then what it really comes down to is, just the experience between these two. These, I think, are producing a much better quality sound. I absolutely really love these little Galaxy Buds. The audio quality is so significant of an increase over the AirPods. The bass feels better, like when you're listening to something that has heavy bass or has a lot of bass track to it, you're actually able to hear that and feel that. Whereas with the AirPods, it just kind of feels like it's smacking you. It doesn't have like a crispness to it. And then the highs, mids, most headphones are okay in the mids, but the highs also need to have some sort of clarity to them. And I feel like a lot is lost with the AirPods. I think that Apple did do an excellent job with the audio quality that they're getting out of the AirPods, considering that they don't have a seal, they are small, the battery life is pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of things going good for the AirPods, and Apple definitely did do a great job with this product. It's just, it really comes down to what overall is important to you. So we're going to go ahead and throw AirPods in our ears, and one of the things that is nice about both of these is that they work independently, so you don't have to use both of them at the same time. So I'm throwing both of them in my ears. I'm going to open up, like, say, Spotify. I'm going to turn on our decibel meter here, because for me it is important to not make a whole bunch of noise. If I'm somewhere and I want to listen to music kind of loud, I want all of that sound to like kind of stay. I don't want to annoy people that are around me. I like to listen to loud music. I like to listen to metal and just, hard rock and stuff like that. And not everybody around me wants to hear that. So we're going to go ahead and get a baseline of the room. So we're at like 46 decibels. We're going to go ahead and hit some music. Turn the volume up. Okay, so a 63.5. So 63.5 is the audio. That's full volume listening to the band Demon Hunter. And so that is what you can expect as far as sound. I mean, that's pretty close. I was holding that pretty close to my ear, but that's what you can expect. So now let's go ahead and get out our Galaxy Buds, and we're going to pop one of those in each ear. They're already connected. Second one connected, so that's really fast. Now, when I'm talking, I have that feeling of my fingers being shoved into my ears. It's a weird experience trying to talk like that. I'm sure you're aware of what that feels like. All right, so let's unhold here, and let's try and get a reading. .3. So 48.3, that is significantly less noise spill. Sometimes these, like, I just took them off, and you put your finger over it when you're putting it back in, and it thinks that it's in your ear again. That's something the AirPods don't do, because the AirPods have, and I talked about this in my earlier video, the AirPods kind of have a little bit of a handle, and so when you take them in and out of your ear, you grab them by the handle. When you take these Galaxy Buds in and out of your ear, you kind of have to grab the whole thing. So if you like listening to music loud and you're afraid of affecting everybody around you, like, this is next to nothing with the Galaxy Buds. That's little to no spill at all. And so what that tells me is that the Galaxy Buds have to do a lot less work to actually produce good sound, And I think that that's where the AirPods actually lose out. It's not that the AirPods aren't great technology and there isn't good sound coming out of the AirPods. It's just because there's no seal, the AirPods have to work a lot harder to produce good sound and get it into your ear. And obviously there's a lot of spill that's coming out as well. When I wear the AirPods and I'm listening to loud music, like, maybe sitting kind of relatively close to my wife, she knows what I'm listening to. My kids know what I'm listening to. They can hear it. Sometimes it's even a disturbance to them just because of the loud sound. When I'm wearing these Galaxy Buds, nobody around me can hear what I'm listening to. I could be listening to music that sounds just as loud as the AirPods, but I'm not affecting the other people around me. So that's where I really, really like the Galaxy Buds over the AirPods. So what does it really come down to? Like, which is the winner? I really think it's based on your use case, like what you find yourself doing and being around in the atmosphere and your environment and everything when you are listening to music. If you want something for the gym, you lead a more active lifestyle, you're probably going to want to go with something like the Galaxy Buds because they stick in your ear better, they create a better seal, the battery life is fantastic, they connect really fast to an iPhone or an Android. Any phone that you connect it to, they're going to work great. However, you might choose the AirPods if you want something that is just easier to get in and out of your ear, that, maybe you're interrupted a lot, you just want something that is convenient. Something that is the same brand as the phone that you use if you are an iPhone user. And so that might also be what it comes down to. So know that there is, with the Galaxy Buds, a little bit better of an experience and tuning of the Galaxy Buds when you connect them to a Samsung phone over an iPhone. You're not going to be able to utilize those extra features. Now, lastly, and I want to show you just what does work, because we know that with the AirPods, you can activate Siri. There's things that you can do with the AirPods in your ear. But what about when you have the Galaxy Buds in your ear? Like, what can you do? So when I put one of them in my ears, and actually I could put both of them in my ears, and they're going to do the same thing regardless of what size you or what side you tap. So one tap on the side, like really just like a push and a tap, is going to pause and unpause your music. A tap and hold is actually going to activate Siri. So Siri will activate just by tapping and holding. A double tap on the side is actually going to move you to the next track. And if you're paused, it will play the track immediately. And 3 taps will take you backwards. So you can see that there are still things that work with these Galaxy Buds when you're on an iPhone. So it's not all a loss. I mean, these are all functions that you can do on the Galaxy. It's just when you're connected to the Galaxy, you can actually choose what you want those to be because the app can actually communicate to the Galaxy Buds and you can reprogram them a little bit there. So I don't want to go too much deeper into this. I know I talked a lot about a lot of different things with these headphones and didn't necessarily give you a definitive answer, but I will tell you that for me, I definitely prefer the Galaxy Buds over the AirPods because of the audio quality, because of the less noise pollution that they produce. While I'm still getting a great audio experience myself, I'm actually getting a better audio experience using the Galaxy Buds than the AirPods. We'll see with the AirPods version 2 and the charging case that's coming out. I have one pre-ordered, and so hopefully when they come in, I'll be able to test them out and come back and give everybody here a revised experience based on what I've been able to determine. So let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on headphones. Maybe tell me from your experiences, what are your favorite pair of in-ear headphones? I'd love to hear too, because I'm always looking for something better. I know that the Galaxy Buds are awesome and they're great for the price, but they're not the only game out there. There are a lot of other options. And so I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section. That's going to do it for today. If you want to check out either of these products, I've got links down in the description below, so make sure to click on those to check them out. And other than that, we'll see you back here in the next one. Take care.